Who in here is 13? Ooh, 13. So about 9 years ago, I was 13. Hell, yeah, it is a long time ago. I was in 7th grade, and I went to a K through 12 Christian school, and it was a part of our church. So the church where my dad was a pastor, I went to the school that was a part of it. So I knew everyone knew me. There was about 25 people in my entire grade, and we were the biggest class in that school, let me tell you. So when anybody new showed up, everyone knew like right away. Like you could see him from a mile away. So one day, new kid showed up, and let me just tell you about this guy. He was tall, he had light brown hair, and it was cut just right. He had blue-green eyes. He was fine, let me tell you. It was like a dream. He walked in the room and I went, you know what I'm saying? No? Guys, you know what I'm saying when a girl walks in? Victor, whatever, okay. And being the person I wasn't shy about it at all. I went up to him and I talked to him and we became good friends and we just got to know each other. And very quickly I learned that he was the bad boy. He smoked weed, he drank, he had sex, he did chew, like bad. And I was a goody-goody. I didn't know nothing. I ain't never cussed before. I barely held hands with the boyfriend I had before him, like nothing. And so being the 13-year-old girl that I was, I fell for him. Hard, like real hard. Oh man. He said all the right things to me. He was kind. He was so funny. He was sarcastic. And if you know me, I'm sarcastic. We got along great. He always flirted with me. He hung out with me every day. We texted all the time. Back whenever I had limited texting, I would go over. I got in trouble so many times. Oh my goodness. We just clicked. And then soon he asked me to be his girlfriend. It was the best day ever. Let me tell you, I was so excited. He was the cutest guy in the class. I was like, yeah, I got him. You know, no one else? All right. Thank you. I wanted to tell everybody. He soon became my first kiss, and then I instantly fell in love with him because I'm 13, and he was adorable. He was fine. He was 13. I always thought that the person I would fall in love with would be the person I would marry. So, being that I was in love with him, I was going to marry him, and we talked about it. He was like, yeah, I'm going to marry you. I had a plan, let me tell you, it was going to be beautiful. No, honey, I'm single. No. Soon enough, I was so infatuated with him that nothing else mattered. I didn't care what anybody thought, anybody said. It was all what he said and what he did, and I was fully involved with everything that he did, him 24/7. Anybody else been in a relationship like that, where you're so infatuated with someone? No? No? Yeah. I was about, oh, yep, yes, okay, thank you. I know I'm not the only one. He made me feel like I was on top of the world. That I was the prettiest girl, I was the funniest, we were best friends. Then one day, out of the blue, he broke up with me. In a note, in Spanish class. It was great, let me tell you, I was crushed. Yeah, I failed that class. Anyway, I was crushed. Never in my lifetime have I felt that kind of pain. I was gonna marry this dude. I was in love with him, and he just left me for no reason. I cried and cried for what felt like days. I shattered my world. It was the worst. Then out of nowhere, a couple days later, he was back and he wanted to get back with me. Listen, so being who I was and still in love with him, I got back with him because he wanted me back. So obviously, that's what it is. But when we got back together, things kind of shifted. It changed a little bit. You see, since he was such a bad boy and he always got his way with the ladies, and I wouldn't have sex with him, and he knew that I wouldn't have sex with him. No, he did what he thought he could do to get me to have sex with him. He tried to make me jealous. So what he would do is he would drink on the weekends and then call me and proceed to tell me how attracted he was to this other girl and how much he loved this other girl and how much, like, he kept trying to convince me that he was going to go have sex with her if I didn't have sex with him. It's called manipulation, homie. He made me try to fight to keep him interested in me. He tried to make me do that, and I wouldn't. I would not have sex with him. I thought about it because I was like, oh, I'm going to marry him. Eventually I will. Like, why don't I just do it now? I'm like, no, I made a promise to my parents. I'm not going to have sex with him. And I kept that promise. I'm still keeping that promise. But I was still so devoted to him that I dropped everyone in my life. I stopped talking to my friends. I stopped talking to my family. I stopped talking to everyone. If I wasn't talking to him, I didn't want to talk to anyone. He was it for me. So why would I need anybody else? At least that's how he made me feel, he made it seem that I needed it. I so vividly remember thinking, this is my life now. It's going to be drunk calls every weekend talking about other girls. It's going to be him breaking up with me once every month just to remind me how worthless I am to him. But I put so much of my worth in him. I didn't care what he did to me as long as I had him. One weekend, he didn't call me drunk, he didn't text me, nothing. I remember him not texting me the whole weekend, and then Monday, he told me he got drunk and kissed another girl. And I was so stunned and upset. I broke up with him on the spot. I went crying to my mom's office, because again, this is a Christian school. My mom went to the church, I just ran to her office. Anyway, yeah. No one said he was Christian. I was crying for days, and finally, once I calmed down, he came and he apologized to me, and he was so sweet. He told me that it would never happen again, and he didn't mean it, and he was just drunk, he didn't know what he was doing, so we got back together, because I was in love with him. Listen, we're getting there. A few weeks go by, we're back together, and I make some joke about how he can't go kissing other girls and stuff, and he goes, what do you mean? I didn't just kiss her, I had sex with her. And I went, what? I remember sitting there, I know exactly where we were sitting when this happened. And I can remember, I see it in my head. I looked at him and I said, what? And he goes, yeah. And then he just kept eating lunch. And I went, and I just stared at him and I went, okay. He apologized to me. He said it would never happen again. It's okay. He's back with me. I can be happy again. I'm okay with the fact that he slept with someone else as long as he was still with me. This was my brain. This is how screwed up I was. Then we went back into the cycle of him getting drunk and calling me and breaking up with me once again. After about a year and a half of this, one day one of the breakups stuck, and when I realized he wasn't coming back to me, I started looking for the next guy. Because I put my identity and worth into him so much that if I didn't have him, who was I? Whatever guy I dated, I became some sort of version of him. If he liked sports, I liked sports, and I would do my best to be the best at whatever sport I was playing. Let me tell you, I got really good at volleyball, I got really good at softball, I was the best cheerleader. Not really, anyway. If he loved music, I loved music. If he was mean and judged people, I would do, and I would be meaner, and I would judge more people. If he lied, I lied, and I became the best liar known to man. Soon enough, I turned so mean and so angry and so judgmental. I was just downright hateful. Not like complete. If a person's soul was like the color black, like just the worst of the worst, that would be my soul. That's what it looked like. I mean, I could care less what anyone else thought about me or said about me. I was just looking for the fulfillment that a boy was putting in my life. If you hold someone high enough in your brain and they tell you something over and over again, soon you're going to believe it. If you hold someone high enough in your brain and they treat you a certain way, soon enough you're going to believe that's the way you should be treated. It's exactly what happened to me. Soon enough, we moved, and I broke up who I was with at the time to find someone closer by me. Ended up not finding anyone for the year that we lived there. Moved again, didn't find anyone. Ended up being single for 4 years. I felt worthless. I mean, I was still involved in church, and I helped in the coffee shops, I helped in youth, I helped in the tech booth, but being single during that time, that was tough for me. Because in my mind, I was no one if I didn't have a guy. If I didn't have a guy telling me that I was good, I was funny, I was pretty, nothing mattered. Baby, I didn't have no friends. For those 4 years, I ran from trying to fix the way I was thinking. I knew it was wrong, I knew what the Bible said, I just didn't want to hear it. It was like that scene from The Lion King. Heather, hit it.
The weather, very peculiar, don't you think?
Yeah. Looks like the winds are changing.
Change is good.
Yeah, but it's not easy. I know what I have to do, but going back means I'll have to face my past. I've been running from it for so long. Ow! Jeez, what was that for?
It doesn't matter. It's in the past.
Yeah, but it still hurts.
Oh yes, the past can hurt. But the way I see it, you can either run from it or learn from it. You see? So what are you going to do?
First, I'm gonna take your stick.
No, not a stick. Hey, where are you going?
I'm going back.
Get out of here!
You're good now. See, I was running from dealing with everything that one kid put me through, the mindset that he put me through, the way that he changed my thinking. And yes, I will blame him because it was manipulation. He changed completely how I thought, how I felt about myself, the way I viewed the world, everything. Then one day we moved here and I finally had enough. I was sick of feeling the way I was feeling, how pitiful I felt, and how angry I was all the time. I prayed, Lord, please help me. I don't want to feel this way anymore. I just want you. Show yourself to me. And I remember saying over and over again at the altars, more of you, more of you, more of you. That was the night I was filled with the Holy Spirit. I never felt so free in my entire life. I was free from all the anger I had for 9 years, from all the bitterness. And honestly, the self-torture that I was in. I'd never been more happy in my life. You couldn't take the smile off of me even if you tried. I finally felt so good after feeling so horrible for so long. I know I'm not the only one who's been in this type of situation. Sorry, I can't see now. Maybe it wasn't a boyfriend or a girlfriend, maybe it was a friend or someone you looked up to, or a mother or father that you based your actions or your thoughts on. I'm not the only one that's done something or said something or texted something that they should never have. You can run from it all you want. You can stay in that mindset. You can stay angry. You can stay bitter. You can stay in that worthless state of mind. I'm not telling you have to get out of that. But what I am telling you is one day you're going to be over it. One day you're going to be sick and tired of it. And you have no choice but to face it. And honestly, I wish I would have faced it right away, right at the beginning of those 4 years that I was talking about. I wouldn't have wasted so much time in that bitterness. Choose today to learn from it. Even if you haven't been through exactly what I've been through, learn from what I've said. Remember what I've said. Don't let your actions be based on other people. Don't let your identity be based in other people. Don't put your worth in someone else. The only person you need to put your worth in and your identity in is Jesus. It took 9 years for me to figure that out. 13-year-olds. I got screwed up at 13. I'm now almost 22 and I finally figured it out. Learn from it. There's no way not more than one of you is in this kind of situation or has been in this type of situation or is in this mindset. There's freedom on the other side. There's joy on the other side. The pure, righteous meaning of joy. For I know the plans I have for you, declares the Lord, plans to prosper you, not to harm you, plans to give you hope in a future. There is hope in a future.